Very good morning, everyone. Welcome to the today's section. In the last section, we have seen the various applications of Gaussian elimination method and Gauss-Jordan method by converting a given metric into an echelon form or to the row canonical form. We can find the solutions for a system of linear equations, and we can also find inverse of a square metric. First thing, we can decide whether the inverse exists or not. If it exists, then we can say what is the inverse also using the elimination methods. Now today we are going to see another method called LU factorization or LU decomposition method. LU decomposition method. What we mean by LU decomposition method? Here, L represents a lower triangular metric and U represents an upper triangular metric. Assume that we have a square metric A of order n. Square metric of order n. Then it is not always possible. Suppose assume that if we are able to write, if possible, A is equal to L into U for some lower triangular metric L and upper triangular metric U, and of course both are of same order and the n. Then what we can do? The first thing, let us first see why this decomposition method is required, and then we will see what is the how to decompose and for what kind of matrices we can do this factorization or decomposition. Okay, so the advantage of having decomposition method for a square metric. Suppose assume that Ax is equal to B represents a system of linear equations. In fact, assume that it is a square metric, square system. Number of variables and the number of equations are. Okay. And the coefficient metric A can be decomposed into a product of lower triangular and upper triangular metric. Then substitute A in the given system of equations. Then what you will get? L U times X is equal to B. Now what we can do? Now let us assume Ux is equal to some Y. U is what? U is a upper triangular metric and X is a variable metric. So I am assuming Ux is equal to Y, and then again substitute it here. Then what we will get? L times Y is equal to B. L times Y is equal to B. Now what about this one? This is a system of linear equations again in triangular form. What about the coefficient? The coefficient here is lower triangular metric. As we have already seen, when the coefficient metric corresponding to the system of linear equations comes in lower triangular or upper triangular matrix, then finding the solution is easy. If it is a lower triangular matrix, then we can find the solution or a solution. Okay. Solution y naught using L is a lower triangular matrix. So what we need to do? We need to do the forward substitution. Using the forward substitution. Okay. Once y naught is evaluated, and I am assuming that the solution is nothing but y naught. Once y naught is evaluated, then what we can do? Then the second step. Now solve ux is equal to y naught. Now here y is unknown because x is unknown. And we have evaluated y with the help of the lower triangular matrix L. So that is what we obtained y naught. Now y naught is a fixed point. It is a fixed value. It is not. Y naught is not an unknown. It consists of some scalars, which is a solution for the system lower triangular system L into y is equal to p. Now this is also a system of linear equations. This is also a system of linear equations with the coefficient metric as upper triangular. So that is in upper triangular form. So again, since it is a system of linear equations in a triangular form, finding the solution is easy. And how to find the solution? We can find the solution. Find the solution or a solution x naught for the time being. Okay, x naught using, since coefficient metric is an upper triangular matrix. So what we need to use here? We need to use the backward substitution method. Using backward substitution. So our aim, our requirement is done. What is our basic requirement? Our requirement, we are interested in finding a solution for the given system of linear equations, which is in square form. We need to find out what is x. Okay. So this is how this can be say, we can say it as a application of LU decomposition method. Okay. Now let us see how the decomposition should be done. How the decomposition should be done. Okay. Now the very first question, whether every square metric, is it possible to every square metric to decompose it in this manner? The answer is no. The answer is no. It is not necessary that every matrix will have a LU decomposition. Okay. But there are some sufficient conditions for which you can say that the LU decomposition exists. And there are some conditions you can say that the LU decomposition is actually unique. Okay. For example, what are the conditions? What are the sufficient conditions? We will see in the tomorrow session. But first, let us look into the method. Okay. So there are actually, let me finish. Okay, let me start with some example actually. So for example, you take A is equal to 1 or maybe 2 minus 2, 1, 3. This is a square matrix of order 2. Now what I would like to write, I would like to write this matrix as a product of two matrices, lower triangular matrix and upper triangular matrix. So let us assume here lower triangular matrix L11 0 L21 and L22 times upper triangular metric U11, U12, 0 and U22. So basically now what we need to find out, we need to find out what is L11, L21, L22, 3 and U11, U2, U12 and U22. So here 3 unknowns are there and here also 3 unknowns are there. So basically we need to find out 6 unknowns we need to find out. Okay, if you multiply these two matrices and if you equate the respective terms, how many equations we will get? We will get only 4 equations we will get. We will get only 4 equations. Okay, so we need to evaluate the 6 variables, but we have only 4 equations. So to avoid this difficulty, what we are imposing that we are going to decompose it with the product of lower triangular and upper triangular matrix. With explicitly, we are going to use unit lower triangular matrix. That means the diagonal entries of the lower triangular matrix, we will consider them as 1 and 1. Okay. This additional assumption, because of to become for our convenience, that as we have seen now, if you can see it, how many unknowns are there? 1, 2, 3 and 4, and after multiplying and after equating the respective terms, you will get 4 equations in 4 unknowns, and hence it is very easy to evaluate. Okay, suppose in a lower triangular matrix, when all the principal diagonal elements are equal to 1, then that is something called unit lower triangular matrix. Okay, so this is what we call it as unit lower triangular matrix. Some might ask, sir, why we are considering 1, 1 here? Why don't we consider here U11 and U22 here? Of course, we can do it. Okay, there are different ways are there. Okay, so okay, it can be done. It can be done. So basically, suppose, but remember, we cannot unit lower triangular matrix, and U is simply upper triangular matrix. RS, you can also do in this way, that is L11, 0, L21 and L22 times 1, U12, 0, U, and this is also 1. This is a simple lower triangular matrix, but this is unit upper triangular matrix. But some of you might think, sir, why don't we consider both unit lower triangular and unit upper triangular matrix? Suppose if you consider both unit lower triangular 1, 1, 0, maybe some number, times unit upper triangular matrix, some other number here, and 0. Now you see, what is the determinant of this product? Determinant of two matrices is determinant of A times determinant of B. This is a lower triangular matrix. What is the determinant? This determinant is 1. And what is this determinant? This determinant is also 1. And hence, so you are emphasizing that the metric A, so the determinant of A should be equal to 1. But it is not always true. Okay, but this can also be done by imposing one more metric, by considering one more metric in the decomposition. That is what we call LDU decomposition. Lower triangular metric, unit lower triangular metric, diagonal metric, unit upper triangular metric. This is also possible. Okay, this one we will see little later, but let us first let us check what is the method and how to find out this. So as I said, you can do it either by considering lower triangular matrix, the principal diagonal elements of the lower triangular matrix are 1, or you can also do it by considering the diagonal entries of the upper triangular matrix as one, but not together. Okay, but not together. Okay. Now let us see. Suppose if you multiply this equation, multiply these two matrices, and see what you are getting now. So multiply two matrices, so you will get here U11, and then here you will get U, and then here you will get L21 times U11, and then here you will get L21 times U12 plus U22. Now equate this is A and this is equal to this metric. So equate the respective terms. What you will get? U11 is equal to 2, U12 is equal to -2. We have obtained directly. There is, and then the third one, L21 times U11 is equal to 1, and the fourth one, L21 times U12 plus U22 is equal to 3. Okay. U11, U12 already it is done, 2 and -2. Now here you use this one. By using this one, what we can do it? L21 is equal to what? 1 by 2. L21 is equal to 1 by 2. Now using this one, L21 it is already done. L21 is what? 1 by 2. L21 is 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 times what is U12? U12 is -2 plus U22 is equal to 3. So this will give you U22 is basically equal to -1. So it will come. So it is 4. Now is there anything left? U11, U12, and U22, everything came. Okay, fine. So now the metric A can be written as product of unit lower triangular metric and an upper triangular metric after decomposition. You can just verify by simply multiplying it whether you have done all the calculations correctly or not. 2 minus 2, 1 by 2 into 2, so that is 1. 1 by 2 into -2, so that -1 plus 4, that is plus 3. So everything seems to be correct. Okay. Now the same technique you can use it by considering lower triangular metric and unit upper triangular metric. Okay, but here you need to understand, here there are some situations may happen. For example, you see here you have, while evaluating the U21, we have divided with U11. But what will happen if U11 is 0? If U11 is 0, then what will happen? You cannot divide with U11, so you cannot evaluate L21. Evaluating L21 is not possible. So that is, what is U11? U11 is actually equal to 2, but if you exactly remember, this 2 is actually nothing but A11. This is. So from this example, it is clear that whenever this term is 0, we cannot convert the metric to, we cannot decompose the metric, given metric, to LU product of lower and upper triangle matrices. Okay. Not only that, even if the determinant of A becomes 0, even if the determinant of A becomes 0, in that case also we cannot decompose the metric A into LU form. But where have you used the determinant? Where have you used the determinant? A11 is clear, we have utilized here. You can see it. U11 is nothing but A11. In fact, if you are writing the unit lower triangular metric, then U11, the first row, the first row of the upper triangular metric is same as the first row of the given metric. For any order, not only for 2 by 2, for any order. Okay. While evaluating U22, we will have a difficulty actually. Suppose if the determinant of A is equal to 0. Okay. So that is the reason. So that is one condition. So the determinant of A should not be 0, and the determinant of the first term should not be 0. A11. Okay. So now you can take this as an exercise that write A, decompose A into L U prime, where L is the lower triangular metric and U is unit upper triangular metric. Okay. Now you can ask, sir, if it is only 2 by 2 metric, so we can simply evaluate only we are having only 3 or 4 equations. Even if it is a 3 by 3, if the given metric, if the given square metric is of order 3, and still we can do it. But as the order increases, how many equations you are getting? How many equations you will be getting? Any idea? Suppose assume that A is a square metric of order n. How many equations we will get basically? N square equations we will get. If it is a matrix of order 3, 9 square, 9 equations we will get. If it is a matrix of order 4, 16 equations we will get. So is it possible to solve? Of course it is possible, but it consumes a lot of our time. It needs a lot of effort. So many calculations needs to be done. Okay. So now what is the problem? Now how to get rid of this situation? How to get rid of this situation? Is there any other technique? Of course, there are some techniques. Okay. So for example, the technique I'll just explain it here. For example, we are interested in decomposition of a square metric into LU form. Okay. I'm not saying here, so far we have not discussed what are the necessary conditions, what are the sufficient conditions for the decomposition. I'm not saying that every metric can be decomposed. We can do it for every metric. It is not always possible. Okay. Now, A is equal to L into U. Now, how to get this L and how to get this U without solving so many number of equations? Of course, we can do it. That is what we call using the Gaussian elimination, we can do it. Using the Gaussian elimination. Using the Gaussian elimination without pivoting. Without pivoting. Without pivoting means we are not interested in making the pivot elements as 1. It is simply the Gaussian elimination. That's all. Okay. The pivoting procedure should be completely exempted when we are trying for LU decomposition. Okay. Now, what is that method? For example, so assume that initially we have A, and then what you do, you consider. Okay. So I is here. Consider the augmented matrix this one. Consider the augmented matrix, this one. I, the left part of the augmented matrix is I, identity matrix of same order n. And the right side of the augmented matrix is nothing but the given metric, given square matrix A. Now what we do, using the Gaussian elimination, means elementary, not all the elementary row operations, only the elementary row operations which needs to be converted without pivoting. Remember that. We'll assume that. Say, okay, some metric P here. Our main idea is to convert the metric A, right hand side metric, to upper triangular format. Convert the metric A to upper triangular format. Okay. So while converting this A to upper triangular metric, then what will happen? The left part of the augmented matrix also will be converted to some another metric. But here you should understand that this P will be a lower triangular metric only. The P will be a lower triangular metric only. Okay, but do not think that A will be equal to P times U. It is not true. It is not necessary that A will be equal to P times U. Okay. Now, but A will be equal to P inverse times U. P inverse times. Why P inverse? Whether P inverse exists? Whether P inverse exists? Of course it will exist. Why? Because it is an identity metric and we are doing elementary row operations. So the non-singularity of the identity metric will not vanish. It will remain the same. So the P inverse exists. So A can be written as P inverse times U. P is a lower triangular metric. Then what about its inverse? Whether inverse is also lower triangular metric? Of course, yes. If P is a lower triangular metric, then its inverse is also lower triangular metric. Okay. But how do we get this P? This P, how do we get this P? This P actually this P we are not getting directly actually. In the process of converting, first thing, the first elementary row operation, this is P1 we will get and A1 we will get. And the next elementary row operations, P2 times P1. And then here we will get some A2. And after applying another elementary row operations, we will get P3 times P2 times P1 and A2. So finally, after some particular number of steps, what we will get Pn minus 1 and so on P1, and after for some finite number of operation, we will get the upper triangle. This is what we called it as P. Okay. Now, for example, let us do one example quickly. For the more better understanding, let us do the 2 by 2 first, and then we will do some 3 by 3. So that is what is the metric here? 2 minus 2, 1 comma 3. A is equal to 2 minus 2, 1 comma 3. Now how to do this one now? Okay, what we need to consider? Consider the augmented metric. Consider the augmented metric. I. So that is 1, 0, 0, 1, 2, minus 2, 1, 3. Okay. Now this is A, and we are interested in converting this metric to upper triangular metric. First thing, you check here. Yes, this entry is a non-zero entry. A11 is non-zero. Not only that one, determinant of A is also non-zero. In fact, we have already transformed this A to LU format. Okay, so LU decomposition is possible. But what are the exact conditions we will see tomorrow. Now, what we need to do here, we should not do the pivoting. We should not do the pivoting here. Do not do any pivoting here. Don't do it. Okay. If you do the pivoting here, you also need to do the pivoting here. Then what will happen? You will not get the unit lower triangular metric. If you want to divide this row with the 2, then you need to do the division of this row also with the 2. So 1 by 2 will come. So that is why in the the LU decomposition using the Gaussian elimination, pivoting is exempted. Okay, what we need to do, we need to make this as R2. This is 0. How? R2 should be changed to what? Minus 1 by 2 times R1 plus R2 replaces R2. So 1, 0, 2, minus 2. First row is not affecting anything. But the second row is replacing minus 1 by 2 times first row plus R2. So that is here minus 1 by 2, 1. Minus 1 by 2 means minus 1 and plus 1. Here you will get 0. Minus 1 by 2 means minus into minus plus, so 1. So you will get it 4. Okay. So now what is the upper triangular metric? Now it is already now because it is only 2 by 2 metric. Only after a step we got upper triangular metric. This is the upper triangular metric. Now what about this one? This is the lower triangular metric. Fine. But whether can we take this as L? No. As you can easily check here itself. 2 fine, minus 2 that is fine. But here look at here minus 1 by 2 times 2 minus 1 by 2 times 2. What it will be? It will be minus 1. But here what we need to get? We should get 1 here. Not only that, minus 1 by 2 times minus 2. So what it will be? 2 will get cancelled, plus 1 we will get, and 1 plus 4, 5. But here 3 should come. Okay. But L is, so this is actually the P according to the notation. So what about L? L is nothing but P inverse. Why P inverse exists? P inverse exists. Why? Because this is an identity metric and we have applied only the elementary row operation. So the non-singularity does not affect, which we have already seen in the earlier sections. Okay. So now what about this? This is a 2 by 2 metric. So find the inverse. Find the inverse. What is the inverse? What is the determinant first? 1. Determinant is 1 only. Why? Because this is a lower triangular metric with all the diagonal entries as 1. And hence the determinant is nothing but the product of the diagonal entries, that has to be 1. Okay. So now what we need to do? We need to interchange the diagonal entries. It is just for the 2 by 2 case. And we need to change the sign of the off diagonal entries. So this is 1 by 2. This is here. Now, as you can easily check, this is what we have obtained in the previous case also. 1, 0, 1 by 2, 1. 1, 0, 1 by 2, 1. That is exactly what we have obtained. Okay. So this is one way. Even for 3 by 3 also it is the same way. First, what you need to do? First, you convert this one to U. Okay. And then whatever the metric it will come here, the square metric, you need to find out the inverse. That inverse will be the required unit lower triangular metric. That is the required thing, is the unit lower triangular metric. Suppose if you want the decomposition to be in this format, like L into U prime, where U prime needs to be the unit upper triangular metric, but L is simply a lower triangular metric. Then you can do the pivoting. You can do the pivoting, and respectively changes also comes here. And in those scenarios, the finding the P inverse, in those scenarios, in those situations also, we need to evaluate what is the P inverse. Okay, so one can practice this way also. But remember, when you are writing, when you are doing a decomposition to unit lower triangular and upper triangular, the pivoting should be accented. Otherwise, you will not get the unit lower triangular metric. That is the problem. Okay, anyway. Now the next thing. Now actually here is actually a small guess. What is this actually 1 by 2? What is this 1 by 2 actually? If you look at the elementary row operations, what we have done here, we have multiplied the R1. We are making this entry as 0. To make this entry as 0, what we have done, we have multiplied with minus 1 by 2 of this element of this row. What is the multiple? The multiple is minus 1 by 2. Whatever the multiple is there, it is actually the opposite sign with the opposite sign. The same technique also works for any order, not only for 2 by 2 order. Now, for example, let us do one more exercise for 3 by 3 case. For 3 by 3 case. So what is the 3 by 3? How to? Okay. So let us take one example. So let me take this one. A is equal to 1, 2, minus 3. B, another row is minus 3, minus 4, 13, 2, 1, minus 5. 2, 1, minus 5. First thing, let me assure you that LU decomposition for this metric exists. We can do it. Okay. But how we can say that I will explain tomorrow. What are the sufficient conditions? I will explain tomorrow. Okay. First, let us do the decomposition. So first thing, what we need to consider, let us consider the augmented metric here. I and A. So first row is not going to be changed, so it will be as it is. Now next thing, what we need to make, we need to convert this entry as 0. So what we need to do, we need to do 3 times R1 plus R2 replaces R2, and hence we will get it here 0, and then 3 times R1, 6 minus 4, 2, 3 times R1 minus 3 minus 9 plus 13. So that is 4 again. And what happened to the same thing, we need to do it here also, right? So what we will get 3, 1, 0. It is actually an identity metric earlier. Okay. Now R2. We need to make this entry as also 0. Why? Because we need an upper triangular. So it is not minus 2, it is plus 2 only. Okay. So what we need to do, minus 2 times R1 plus R3 replaces R3. Thus, you will get 0 here. Minus 2 minus 2 plus 2, minus 4 plus 1 minus 3, minus 2 minus 3 plus 6 minus 5, 1. And exactly the same thing you need to do it here also. Right? Okay. Now, after this one, what we need to do? So next one, there is no need of pivoting here. Okay. So let us take this one. If you take this one, we need to make this as 0. This is 0. So how to do it? This one. So 3 by 2 times R2 plus R3 replaces 3. So finally, what we will get here. So first two rows are not affecting anything. So 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 0, 0, 2, 4. Now 3 by 2 times are 2. So 3 by 2, 3 by 2 times 3, 9 by 2, 9 by 2 minus 2. So that is, I think, 5 by 2. 5 by 2, am I right? Yeah, I think 5 by 2. And then 3 by 2 times this one plus 0. So that is 3 by 2. And then here it is 1. So what will happen here? It is 0. 3 by 2 times 2, 2 will get cancelled, minus 3 plus 3. Here it will be 0. Oh, minus 3. Okay, right. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. Now what will happen to this 4? What will happen to this one? So 3 by 2 times 4. 3 by 2 times 4. 2 will get cancelled. I think 7 we will get it. We will get 7. Now it is already upper triangular metric. So we have already in the LU decomposition, upper triangular metric already came. Now how to evaluate the lower triangular metric? This is our P. So this is our P. So L is actually equal to P inverse. P inverse exists or not? Of course exists. Again, all the diagonal entries of this are 1. So the determinant is also 1. I hope it is everyone know that the determinant of a diagonal metric or lower triangular metric or upper triangular metric is simply nothing but the product of the diagonal elements, principal diagonal elements. Now it is a 3 by 3 metric. So in the case of earlier example, that is we have only 2 by 2. So we have written what is called P inverse. But here it will take some time. First thing, evaluating P inverse will take some time. Okay. So anyway, upper triangular metric came, but there is so this is one way, but there is in another way also we can write what is called upper triangular. What is the lower triangular metric? So what is the lower triangular metric? Basically, we are making it as a unit lower triangular metric. So this is common. So what we need to find out? We need to find 1, 2, and 3. 3 places we need to fill. How to fill? Look at this position. Look at this position. Second row and first column. So while converting the metric A to upper triangular metric, this is the second row and first column. What is the multiple of row 1 we have used? What is the multiple here? Row 1. To make this entry as 0, 3, right? So here you simply write minus 3. Minus 3. And then next, this one. What is this one? This one means again this row. So to make this entry as 0, what is the multiple that we have used? Minus 2. So consider negative of the minus 2. So that is, you will get here it is plus 2. Now one more entry, this one. So while making this entry as 0, what is the multiple that we have used? 3 by 2. So you consider here, you write it here, minus 3 by 2. Minus 3 by 2. So actually the unit lower triangular matrix consists all the diagonal entries as 0. Above the diagonal, all are 0. Below the diagonal entry, they are nothing but the multiples of the row operations which we have used while converting the metric A to upper triangular metric. Okay. So now you can check. A is actually equal to L times U. A is actually equal to L times. Okay. So this is the process. You can convert it. So now let us continue the same example. Solve the system of equations x1 plus 2x2 minus 3x3 is equal to 1 minus 3x1 minus 4x2 plus 13x3 is equal to 1 is equal to maybe 0 and then 2x1 plus x2 minus 5x3 is equal to 2. Solve the system using the LU decomposition technique. If you write the LU decomposition, the metric, what you will get it here, the coefficient metric is 1, 2, minus 3, minus 3, minus 4, 13, 2, 1, minus 5, and then with the variable metric x1, x2, x3, and then here 1, 0, 2. Okay. This is the metric A. This is the metric A, and A it is already decomposed in LU format. Now what we will assume U into X is equal to Y. Why? Because if you write this as the metric form, you will get AX is equal to V, but A is equal to L into U. So L times UX is equal to V. We are writing Y in place of UX. So L into Y is equal to V. Now what is L? Let me assume Y means Y1, Y2, Y3. And what is B? 1, 0, 2, I think. And then what is this one? What is the lower triangular metric? It is a unit lower triangular metric we have converted, right? So these are common. And then here minus 3, I think. And then here plus 2. And then here 3 by 2, I think. Am I right? Oh, minus 3 by 2. Huh? Yes, minus 3 by 2. Now, how to find the solution? If you write the equation here, first y1 is equal to 1, we will directly get it. Y1 is equal to 1. Y1 is equal to 1. If you write the second equation, what you will get? Minus 3 times y1 plus y2 is equal to 0 implies y2 is equal to 3. If you write the third equation, 2 times y1 minus 3 by 2 times y2, that is 3, plus y3 is equal to 2. Simplify it and can you tell me what is the y3? So 2 and 2 will get cancelled, minus 9 by 2, so y3 will be plus 9 by 2. So what is y0 now? So with all these one, what is the solution? Y1 is 1, y2 is 3, and y3 is 9 by 2. Whether this is the solution for the given system of equations? No, this is the solution for the ux is L into, this is the solution for the L into y is equal to v. But what we need to evaluate, we need to find out what is x. So for that, what we need to do, u into x is equal to u times x is equal to y0 implies what is u? I think I don't remember exactly, but I think it is something. Let me write it first. 1, 2, minus 3, and this is 0. This 2 will be 0. This thing also will be 0. I think this is 2, 4, 7. Okay. What is x? X1, x2, x3, and then what is y0? That is 1, 3, 9 by 2. So this means this is the solution which we have evaluated in the previous step. Now this is also a triangular system, right? If it is also a triangular system, then we can directly evaluate the either the backward substitution or the forward substitution. Since the coefficient metric is upper triangular metric, the backward substitution we need to do. If you write the last equation, what you will get? X3 is equal to 9 by 14. X3 is equal to 9 by 14. If you write the second equation, 2 times x2 plus 4 times x3 is equal to 3 implies x2 is equal to what it will be? So 18 by 7, 3 minus 18 by 7, 21 minus 18, 3, 3 upon 7. So 3 by 14. 2 is there, na coefficient. Okay. There might be simple small mistakes might be there. That this is, but you understand the technique process. And if you write the first equation, x1 plus 2 times x2 minus 3 times x3 is equal to 1. Implies x1 is equal to 1 minus 6 by 14 plus 27 by 14. You simplify this one, you will get some solution, you will get some answer. What is the answer? 14 minus 6, 8 plus 27, 35, huh? 35, so that is 5 by 2. So what is Ax? The solution is x1 is 5 by 2, x2 is 3 by 14, and x3 is 9 by 14. Okay, it is the solution for the given system of equation. This is how we can evaluate we can solve a square system of linear equation by decomposing the coefficient metric to LU format, where L is unit lower triangular metric and U is upper triangular metric, or L is lower triangular metric, U is unit upper triangular metric. Okay. So there is another technique is also there in the same on the same lines. That one we will see in the tomorrow section. Not only that one, what are the actual sufficient conditions that one can check whether the decomposition is possible or not for a given experiment. That also we will see in the tomorrow section. So I'll wind up the section here. If you have any doubts, you are most welcome. Thank you all.